Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that two investors could own the exact same investments, earn the exact same market returns, and yet one of them ends up meaningfully wealthier than the other? No better timing, no better stock picks, no more risk. The only difference? Where they held their investments. Today, we're continuing the Always Be Compounding Principle series with a rule that quietly compounds for you or against you every single year. Asset location matters. Hello, fellow compounders. I'm Dennis Chen, CFA charter holder, former hedge fund manager, and chief compounder here at the Always Be Compounding Club. This video is part of the Always Be Compounding Principle series, a structured system designed to help you build wealth that survives real market cycles. Let's anchor where we are. In episode 0, we defined the goal of the ABC system: to protect real purchasing power over time. In episode 1, we learned that time in the market beats timing the market. In episode 2, we saw that behavior beats intelligence. In episode 3, we learned that simplicity beats complexity. In episode 4, we accepted that volatility is the price of long-term returns. In episode 5, we saw that friction compounds against you. In episode 6, we learned that liquidity prevents forced selling. In episode 7, we aligned risk with ability and willingness. Today, in episode 8, we are optimizing inside that system, not by taking more risk, but by being smarter about where your assets live. Before we dive in, a quick but important disclaimer. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, investment, or tax advice. All takers and examples are hypothetical and for illustration only. I'm sharing general information and examples, not recommendations tailored to you. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Your situation is unique. Always do your own research and consult a qualified financial professional before making any decisions. Now, let's talk about a mistake that quietly costs investors far more than they realize. Segment 1, asset allocation versus asset location. Don't confuse the two. Before we go any further, we need to clear up a very common point of confusion, because asset allocation and asset location sound similar, but they're not the same thing, and mixing them up leads up to costly mistakes. Let's define them clearly. Asset allocation answers one question: what do you own? It's about the mix of investments in your portfolio. How much is in stocks? How much is in bonds? How much is in cash? How much is US versus international? How aggressive or conservative your portfolio is. For example, you could say that I'm 80% equities, 15% bonds, and 5% cash. That is asset allocation. And asset allocation is driven by risk, specifically the ability and willingness to take risk, which we talked about in episode 7. Asset location, on the other hand, answers a different question. Where do you own those investments? It's about which assets go in which accounts. Which investments live in taxable brokerage accounts, traditional retirement accounts, Roth accounts. Each of those accounts is taxed differently. For example, I hold bonds and REITs in tax-advantaged accounts and equity index funds in taxable and Roth accounts. That is asset location. Here's the key point. You can have the right asset allocation and still get poor results if your asset location is inefficient. And you can improve outcomes without changing your risk level at all, simply by improving asset location. That's why in the ABC system, asset allocation is about risk alignment and asset location is about tax efficiency and friction reduction. They solve different problems and they should never be confused. Now that we've separated those two ideas, let's talk about how asset location quietly compounds for you or against you every single year. Segment 2, the cost of ignoring asset location. Many investors focus obsessively on which ETF is best, which fund has the lowest expense ratio, which strategy might outperform, and then they hold everything randomly across accounts. That's a mistake, because taxes are a form of friction. And remember principle 5? Friction compounds against you. If you ignore asset location, you may be paying unnecessary taxes every single year, even if your investments are performing well. Let's make this concrete. Segment 3, a simple example with real consequences. Imagine two investors. Both own US equities, international equities, and bonds. Same allocation, same returns, same behavior. Investor A places their assets randomly. Investor B uses thoughtful asset location. Over decades, Investor B keeps more money compounding, not because of brilliance, but because of tax efficiency. The difference doesn't show up in 1 year. It shows up over 20 or 30 years. And by then, it's enormous. So how does the ABC system think about this? Segment 4, the ABC asset location framework. The ABC system uses a simple rule of thumb. Put the least tax efficient assets in the most tax advantaged accounts, and put the most tax efficient assets in taxable accounts. That generally means ordinary income generators like bonds and REITs belong in tax-deferred or tax-free accounts. Tax-efficient growth assets like broad equity index funds often work well in taxable accounts. Why? Because interest is taxed every year. Capital gains can be deferred for decades. Now, let's connect this back to behavior and simplicity. Segment 5. Asset location reduces behavioral mistakes. Thoughtful asset location does more than reduce taxes. It reduces temptation. When income-producing assets sit inside retirement accounts, you're less likely to chase yield. When growth assets sit in taxable accounts, you're less likely to trade them. Asset location quietly supports principle number 2. Behavior beats intelligence. Segment 6. Simplicity beats optimization, here too. Many investors over-optimize asset location. They chase perfect placement. They rebalance constantly. They create complicated spreadsheets. That creates friction. The ABC system prefers good and durable, not perfect and fragile. A few simple rules applied consistently beats a complex strategy that breaks under stress. Remember principle 3. Simplicity beats complexity. Segment 7. Asset location supports liquidity and risk alignment. Asset location also reinforces principle number 6 and principle number 7. You don't want assets you rely on for near-term spending locked in accounts with penalties. Liquidity must remain accessible. Risk must remain aligned with ability and willingness. Asset location respects those constraints. It optimizes within them, not at their expense. Quick pause here. Asset location is one of those topics that sound technical but becomes very practical once you see real examples. That's why inside the Always Be Compounding Club, we walk through account by account placement, simple location rules, real world scenarios, all designed to reduce taxes, simplify decisions, and keep compounding intact. If that sounds useful, you can learn more and join for free using the link in the description below. Segment 8. But I can't control all my accounts. Many investors say, I can't choose what goes where. My employer plans limits options. My accounts are uneven. That's okay. Asset location is not all or nothing. Even partial improvements help. You don't need perfection. You need directionally correct decisions applied over time. Remember principle 0? Protect real purchasing power. Segment 9. How principle 8 fits the ABC system. Principle 8 is an efficiency principle. It doesn't replace time in the market, good behavior, risk alignment, or liquidity. It amplifies them. By reducing unnecessary taxes, asset location allows more of your returns to compound, quietly, consistently, and over decades. Takeaway: don't let taxes decide your outcome. You can't control markets, but you can control how much of your return you keep. Asset location won't make headlines, but it will quietly improve outcomes for investors who take the time to get it mostly right. That's the ABC way. In the next episode, we're going to tackle one of the most emotional topics in investing: income versus total return. Why both are tools and why confusing them leads to bad decisions. If this episode helped you rethink investing, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Oh, and share it with a friend. And remember, the key to building wealth is to always be compounding. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in episode number 9. Take care.